reason behind that is because when I do open my legs, the men they get crazy. I'm you want me to be blunt for it? You want me to be blunt?
No, I want you to keep it classy, but you trying to say they get pee-whipped?
Yes.
So the solution is so let me get this right. So you meet a man that's a high value man, a good guy. You think you're gonna be celibate for what? What? Till you marry?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with 2 kids and think you gonna shit. Separate checks. Check, please. No. Listen, man. I'm making light of it because it is crazy. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids, talking about celibate. You need to be trying to get that shit away.
I like to play games. I meet women all the time that say I'm celibate.
Oh my God.
That's like a phenomenon. That's like a newer thing. I just hear it a lot.
Yeah, and
they all celibate.
When I come around, is it like, are they using the wrong word or term? Because when I come around, you busting it open for me. So
right.
Yeah, I'm not having sex until I find the right guy. First night, I mean, I warm chicks up too. Like, I don't really even try to go for the first night no more. Like, I like to play games.
I don't think people should sleep around, right? Like, I'm with you. But, like, at the same time, it's like, I think a lot of times the church leaves women single. And you see that because I walk into any church, it's 70 to 80% women. They're usually single. And the thing is, I meet a lot of girls that are celibate. And to guys, it just sounds like nonsense. It's like, where was the celibacy when you were fucking Chad or Tyrone or whoever it was?
I'm not celibate for a man. I'm celibate because of myself. I'm
right. I understand. And for you, it seems a little more, like, I think the younger girls are a little bit more genuine because they're younger when they do it. But a lot of girls get there at like 29 to 30 with a kid, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to wait again. And the guys are like, well, fuck that.
Yep, that's right. We're taking a look at the word celibate again, because apparently everybody wants to have their own definition. And as I've also been noticing, there's a lot of people who's trying to redefine the word celibate to fit their narratives, which doesn't make no sense at all. As well as, I'm about to dissect the word incel. Because what these retarded fucks think incel is nothing compared to the definition of the word celibate. And keep in mind, yeah, I made a definition. I read out the definition of celibate. Fuck it, I'll do it again. Celibate, abstaining from marriage and sexual relations, period. All forms of sexual relations, typically for religious reasons. Noun, a person who abstains from marriage and sexual relations. And when they mean sexual relations, they don't just mean just some of sexual relationships, all forms of sexual relations. That includes intercourse. Basically, in basic terms, you have to be a virgin, a straight up virgin, to be celibate. And this is what these fools fail to understand. This is why you got some trying so hard to redefine the term celibate as the demonstrations I've shown earlier. And shout out to all content creators for speaking on this matter, because apparently we got a lot of retards who don't even know the definition of the word celibate. Think about it. You got females out here who thinks think celibate is an on and off switch for them. I call them the wannabe born again virgins. They in their head, they believe that they can have sex with all the men, sex with men at will. Some of them who claim to be celibate not only have sex but also have children in the process. Well, I'll tell you like this. These females who's been sleeping around, got kids, they're not celibate. They're not virgins, so how can they be celibate? And furthermore, they're confusing celibacy with, I believe it's abstinence or abstainment. Yeah, abstainment. Just because you stop having sex and you decide to wait, that doesn't mean that you're celibate. It just means that you just stop having sex, or you're now abstaining. They're now abstaining themselves from having sex until further notice. Remember, they are not virgins. And what's more is that, as I stated before, people who are celibate will refrain from sex until either they get married or they will continue on abstaining from, or they're going to continue on refraining from sex, even after the wedding vows. In the end, celibates are virgins. And anyone telling you different is a bunch of lying ass retarded fucks. Which now comes to the word incel, or involuntarily celibate. A word that's so overrated and yet rarely understood. Well, not rarely understood, loosely used so loosely. And as I said, we're gonna dissect the word incel. Apparently, everybody wants to use incel as some type of form of shaming and ad hominem attack. What's more, the people that they claim are incels, they not even virgins. So basically, so check this out. If you were married, or you were married at one point and got divorced, and keep in mind, what comes after the wedding vows? The consummation of the marriage, right? For I say a lot compared to some, you're not celibate, let alone involuntarily celibate. If you have kids, and keep in mind, you can't have kids unless you have sex. Therefore, you're not celibate, let alone involuntarily celibate. If you had sexual intercourse in any time of your life. In other words, you lost your virginity, then you're not celibate, let alone involuntarily celibate. Hell, I'll go the extra mile and say this shit right here too. If you've been getting sex from prostitutes and escorts, you're not celibate. So by the end of the day, if you're not a virgin, then you're not celibate, because that's exactly what it means. However, you got people trying to redefine the term to fit their narratives, even though the definition of celibate contradicts all their claims. This is the reason why you got females out here who think that they themselves are celibate just because they stop having sex and decide to wait for a long period of time, especially those who have children. Then you got some who wants to call everybody an incel, not even knowing that not everybody is a virgin. If you think that's crazy, here's something else too to further prove the point that they're trying to redefine the word. Look at both Jordan Peterson as well as Ben Shapiro. Ain't it funny? You got these retards calling Jordan Peterson the king of incels, even though there's one problem. Jordan Peterson is married and has a daughter. Not a virgin. If he's not a virgin, then he's nowhere near celibate, let alone an incel. And the same with Ben Shapiro. They want to call him an incel. They want to call him an incel, even though Ben Shapiro is married with children. Once again, destroying that claim. And of course, you have the retards coming out talking about, but you could be married, you can have children, you can have sex, and you're still an incel. Do everyone a favor, sit down and shut the fuck up forever. Because for those of y'all who have that mindset, what you're trying to do is move the goalpost. What you're trying to do is redefine the terms to fit your goddamn narrative. So according to these dumb fucks, you could be married, you could have children, you could have sex, and you're still a virgin. Are you for fucking real? Last time I checked, your virginity is a once in a lifetime thing, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. But according to them, you can get your virginity back. How is that possible? Matter of fact, how does that even work? How does that work? You can both lose your virginity and get it back. Can they answer that question? I doubt it. I mean, look at the FBI. And those FBI agents supposed to have big brains, but they want to call all of the manosphere and red pill incels, even though some of the members of even though a whole lot of the members of the manosphere been in relationships, some even were married, which of course in which, of course, some of them did have sex, so they're not virgins. Some have children, such as myself. Therefore, we're not virgins. If we're not virgins, we're not celibate. If we're not celibate, then how the fuck can we be incels? Come on, FBI, make that make sense. And fuck no, there is no such thing as a born again virgin. There is no on and off switch when it comes to celibate. Once it's gone, it's gone. And when it's gone, you're no longer celibate. And for some of these idiots, they need to, before they even use the word celibate or involuntarily celibate or incel, they really need to look up the definition and understand what it means before they open their mouth and say something so stupid they'll end up embarrassing themselves. Off the rip. Their version of celibate is bullshit. Off the rip. But yeah, I wanted to come back and talk about this situation. Now, I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.